Hello, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Gintaria and this is PetiteKnit. Today is March 30 and I will do more like a vlog style video rather than podcast episode because I have very little free time to make a video. As you can see here, the reason why. So yeah, March is almost over. I have not had time to sit down and film a video for you. I had almost 3 weeks of both girls being ill. Also, baby girl is now having only one nap during the day, so it's also quite hard to manage all the things I want to do, during her nap. So yeah, I will try to. It's really hard to do all the things I want to accomplish during her nap when it's only one nap. Sorry for shaky camera. So I will try to make this video similar to podcasts, just in different pieces and maybe during the day different. So it will be filmed in several episodes and several takes to talk all what I want to say. So I have finished knitting few garments for my daughters. So the first one is Haralds sweater. It's the size for 9 to 12 months. I used Drops Baby Merino in this turquoise colorway. I held yarn double to knit it and used I believe 4.5 millimeter needles. I will need to check it. So yes, it's a little bigger, but it will be quite nice for spring, later spring or summer evenings. This depends on how fast she will grow out of it. And next is finished Friday sweater mini. It's for 4 or 5 years old children's. I also used Drops Baby Merino. I used off-white color for the main color and used different scraps, leftover yarns in all kind of purple or pink colorways. So held the yarn single strand and knitted it with 3 millimeter needles, I believe so. And the last one is a little bit cringe. I knitted kind of modified version of Sophie Shawl scarf. It's also for my daughter, elder daughter. The color is not so bright on the camera as it's in real life. It's knitted for olive merino in pink daisies. She has a hipster hat in the same color I knitted, so I thought I will knit and the scarf in the same color. I used single strand here and knitted with 3 millimeter needles, so it's kind of improvised version. It's long but it's skinny. And another thing I finished is Lyon sweater by PetiteKnit. I knit it with my own hand-dyed yarns in this white sandy color, beige sandy color. It's a white sand beach, and the stripes in almost dark gray brown black color is wet pavement. I knitted it in classic sock, not classic sock, but classic DK base. Superwash merino 75% and nylon 25%. I finished it, but I probably will frog it because the body, even I made quite a lot of increases here for the body to knit from small size into medium size here in the body part, but it's still quite snug on me. That's why I think I will somehow one day will have to frog it and reknit. Try to make it looser. Yeah, so I don't like the fit. So I have now 2 sweaters that I will have to redo. I have an old terrazzo sweater that was all good, but unfortunately I did an experiment. Maybe I should not have done that, with quite expensive yarns and put it in the washing machine. Even it was the wool program to wash it, but it's shrank a little bit. I have another ball of yarns, Noro yarn, that was used by PetiteKnit. So maybe let's talk about whips now that I have, and if we have some more time, I will share with you my summer future plans, knitting plans. Now, from the oldest that I have on my needles is Friday tee/sweater. I knit by PetiteKnit. I knitted this with Artemis yarns, hand-dyed yarns, from my 2024 advent calendar. There was full skein weekly advent with 4 full skeins. Here are the colors. Sorry for the angle change. So here are all the yarns. Don't know how to show you them all. Yes, I'm knitting size small, and I'm also making some kind of gradient change in the color. Let's hold it like that. And I'm making it long sleeve, so I will knit till my wrist without any decreases, and then I will see how many I will need to adjust. So yes, I'm short on 2 sleeves to finish this sweater as well. I'm using 3mm needles to knit this sweater. It goes not fast when using 3mm needles. Also, another thing maybe to mention for your curiosity for my plans, that on April 1st, that will be in 2 days from now, I will start working on my summery knits, summer projects, some that were stopped, put aside during winter. I will take them back in my whip pile, and I also will be casting on new summer projects. So this is one whip. The second whip that is kinda forgotten is a sock that I have shown you only 2 episodes ago, I believe, because I forgot to share this with you the last time. So this is just a simple vanilla sock for me, and I'm using my own hand-dyed yarns in color Confetti. Currently I don't have this in my shop. It's on classic sock base. Very pretty colors. I should dye more of these. Maybe to try to dye this on silk mohair base. I have this lovely pansy flower from one of the advents I had from Lyon Oliver Fibers. So yeah, this is the only sock I have on my needles. I would like to finish this and cast a new pair, but I'm not sure if during summer I will be knitting any socks. That's not currently on the plan. This is the second whip I have. Then I believe I can fly. I have another. Let me check from my bags. I have a bunch of bags. What I have here. Okay. Then I believe the oldest, and I have not done nothing before after we talked. This is a switch up blanket by Laura Penrose. I have not worked on it. I still have these 3 squares finished. So yeah, I'm using a bunch of mini skeins that I have from various advent calendars gathered through the years, and as the main off-white colorway, I'm using classic sock base undyed skeins held double. I'm using all yarns held double, and I still have like 10 grams of mini left, so I will see. Maybe I will use it again in the blanket. Then quickly going through the whips, I have another kind of newly cast on but stopped working on it. It's a stick season sweater. I have not worked that much on this sweater, just a couple of rows. I'm now finished these shoulder increases here, and should start working down on the back panel. Sorry for moving it so much. For the back panel, yeah, also will move project keeper. For this sweater, I'm using hand-dyed yarns from Lyon Oliver Fibers. The colorway should be chestnut. It's a classic DK base, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. For this sweater, I'm knitting the second size, 93 centimeters. So this is the second size from the sweater. Then I have new cast-ons that I have not shared with you. So I started one from my Mink 9. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know from my Mink 9 list that I have. This is Arrows sweater by PetiteKnit. I have this much worked, so I also finished like shoulder part, and now working this part down. It's like a raglan increase, different construction. It will be a round neck. Your standard design for Arrows sweater is with the stripes. I won't do it stripy. I will do this in this dark gray color. The yarns I'm using is Sadness Garn Sunday in color 6707, knitting together with Sadness Garn Teen Silk Mohair and the color 6707. So this is the same color. I bought this yarns like 2 years ago, specifically for the sweater. So it was one of the rare moments where I bought yarns dedicated for specific project. And I'm using 4mm needles for this project. Also, if you're following me and watch few videos back, I am knitting from my stash. And later I will try to share how much I knitted in February and probably in March. In March I'm not sure if I will be having any finished objects from my stash, because if it's my own hand-dyed yarns, I don't count it as inventory. In my stash inventory, I have a lot of other brands, other bought yarns. So yeah, it's just sometimes I use my own hand-dyed yarns. I would like to use more, but I keep them for the shop. What I have next, maybe this last one that I have casted on. Let me see how it will look like. So not very good place to show you at the moment. I have casted on Moby Slipover Mini Junior. This is my first time after a long time knitting cables. Again, I really missed the cables. I decided to try to knit Moby Slipover because I want to knit myself a Moby sweater one day. Actually, I have yarns put aside for that sweater also. So yes, this is Moby Slipover. I'm knitting it in size from 4 to 5 years for my older daughter. I'm using Sadness Garn Sunday color in this pale pink color, and the number of the color is 3511, and I'm using 3mm needles. Currently I'm on the right shoulder. Yesterday evening I finished the left shoulder when I have a time, so it's really fast knitting project. Just you have to track closely the pattern to do not make any mistakes. Soon to be joining in the round for the slipover. Maybe I will do the neck first. I will see. So yeah, this is one of my kind of summer spring projects. I also will try to knit another one for my baby girl. Maybe if I will have left, I would knit in the same yarns, or I have put aside this bright pink color, but I think if I will knit this in this pink for my baby girl, my elder daughter will get jealous of this bright pink color and she will want the same, but I don't have currently yarns available. I'll kept this for myself. This is, I believe, Barbie pink colorway and some classic sock base, because there's some spots that was not dyed. It was dyed unevenly. So I kept this. I did not put this kind of yarn in the shop. And also it's a good way to use my own hand-dyed yarn. And yes, that's it for what I have. And sorry for the noise that we will hear. And I have another project that will be brought back on April 1st. Is my Lola dress by Sadness Garn Design. It's a little bit up. I'm knitting it with Drops Belle yarns in this mossy sage green, and the color is number 10. I believe this is a small size. So we talked about all the whips very fast, briefly going through it. Nothing much in the details. And maybe I can share with some future projects that I have, and the yarns that I have dedicated for them. So the first one that I would like to cast on is Angel Dress. I will put the picture here. It's from Knitting for Olive patterns, and I would use Knitting for Olive yarns, cotton meets merino. I have these yarns in my stash like 10 years now, so it's a great way to use it. Finally, so it's a color is coral, and the content of this yarn is 50% merino, 45% cotton, and 5% cashmere. I don't think there is yarns with this content in the shop now, because I bought this, like I said, a very long time ago. And yeah, I will also try to knit a dress for my older daughter for 5 years old size. I have this ready in the project bag. Another thing that I made a poll in my Instagram account was that I want to knit a Sunday tee by PetiteKnit, and if I should use yarns for my stash or with my new base that is merino and linen. Yarns for my stash won, so I went through my stash to see what I have on yarns that would have like 250 grams in one color. And I originally was thinking to use this yarns. It's hand-dyed yarn, Chmurka. It's Polish yarn. Also bought quite a long time ago. The yarn dyer don't dye yarns anymore. I also shared this quite a few times when I use this for my Cumulus tea. This is 70% superwash merino, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere. So it's like a summery spring yarn base. I also have this yarn base undyed. I should try to dye this myself and maybe to add to the shop one day. I chose this pale pink. I hope this color will be good for me. The colorway is Seashell. I was considering between two colorways. One was quite speckled and variegated with different shades of color, and this one was tonal, so I thought I will go with this one. And then also quite old yarns from my stash. and it might work due to its gauge. I want to knit sabai top. I will add photo here, and I have this We Are Knitters, the cotton, Pima cotton yarn in this mauve colorway, and I think this would also suit me quite well. But I originally thought to use like coral colorway, but I thought this would suit me better. So yeah, I have 3 balls of this yarn. It's 100 gram ball, 212 meters. I hope 3 balls will be enough for me to knit that sabai top. And of course, as I mentioned, I have yarns dedicated for my future mobi sweater, so I can share with you what I planning to knit it from. So I would like to use knitting for olive merino in the color dusty rose, held together with 2 strands. I think I will need to hold 2 strands of mohair, so I will use Tilia by Filcolana. The color is 373. The one issue might be that I bought additional skeins because I was not having enough mohair, and since this is from different dye lot, you can see in the middle the color is slightly different. So I would need to hold these 1 strand of this and 1 strand of this to make it more evenly. So originally I want to swatch these yarns and to knit myself a mobi sweater. Yep, full bag of lovely yarns here. And currently that's it. If you want to know more about my Make 9 plans, you go and check on my Instagram account on Gintara Knits. That's it about my whips. And next time we will meet, when I have time, we will talk maybe about my hand-dyed yarns. So acquisitions that I had. So I showed you Filcolana Tilia that I bought because I was short in the quantity to hold the mohair double. Another was for my daughter's Friday sweater mini. I was short on the main off-white color, so I bought that as well, 1 ball. And also I bought these knitting for olive cotton merino yarns, 2 balls, totally 100 grams of elephant blue colorway. So I'm thinking to knit myself also some kind of tee top for the summer. I think it would be enough, these 2 balls to knit. Summery top would be from these 2. I need to put also them somewhere on the eye that I could see them and know that I'm planning to knit from them. And as for hand-dyed yarns, I still have these 2 Easter pastel mini sock set. So you can find them on my Etsy shop. Yeah, it's on their classic sock base. 25% superwash merino, 25% nylon. Also, for summer, I want to introduce you with a new yarn base. It's 80% merino wool and 20% linen. So it has this kind of brown color undertone. And I have dyed one color of this. It's kind of blue, jeans blue color. So yeah, when I dye more colors with this base, I will add them to my shop. I need to think few more colors that would look good and summery in this. So yeah, linen should be quite cool yarn, suitable for summer. The yarn are really soft. It's 100 grams and 400 meters in one skein. Yes, really nice. I have a bunch of yarns that don't fit anymore in my shelf. My little assistant is organizing it currently. So yeah, I need more space, or you should buy more yarns for me. Of course, during summer, one of the month will be dedicated for the yarn sale to clean those shelves a little bit. So yes, maybe that's it about the new base. It's April 1st today. Sorry about my fancy haircut. So today is the day when Advents are launching, and I am excited about that. It will be live later in the evening at 8 o'clock Eastern European time. But in any case, this video probably will go live on YouTube later than April 1st. I hope to edit it quite soon, and so you could watch it. One thing I wanted to share with you is my yarn stash numbers and what I have knitted since last podcast episode. So yeah. So I have this not very fancy journal where I just put the numbers. And as you can see, March I have not put any numbers yet. So yes, February I used 442 grams of yarn and sadly bought 300 grams of yarns that I shared with you earlier. And March, we have knitted a little bit, very small amount of yarns. Also February total started with the 65,000 grams, 65 kilos, almost 66 kilos. And March I started with 65.6 kilos, little less, and used 86 grams only. So that was Sophie's scarf, shawl, and one of I need to check what I knitted in this little. And sadly I bought some yarn. Sorry, my baby is very fussy today when I'm talking, not with her. So yeah, I bought a little secret. Maybe I will share you with you later. I bought some Advents that were on someone's haul or from previous years. I have not yet bought any Advents from today's. I have not bought any Advents for this year's yet. I'm waiting for some announcements. Of course, I will have my own Advent to share with you, to open, and maybe to design something to knit along from that. So yeah, very exciting years waiting ahead with a lot of plans. So yeah, thank you for watching my strange kind of video here. I will start today, as I mentioned, my spring knitting finally. So I will probably take my Lola dress today to knit, and these knits will be my priority for until fall comes, September comes, and all other knits, sweaters that I have casted on will be on the second focus from now on. So yeah, happy to finally come into April. Can't wait to see how many of you are interested to buy my Advent calendar. As always, exciting something new in my small business. And of course, I dyeing some yarns on non-superwash merino linen base. I dyed some blue color, and yesterday I dyed some green. Then I think also dye some tonals, and maybe I will see how many I will manage to dye until May. Maybe I will launch it as a pre-order to have it for you, not just in stock sale, so it will be easier for me to manage the quantities and the demand from you guys. So yeah, that's little update about my knitting numbers of update on yarn stash, and as well some update on hand dyed yarns. So stay tuned, maybe I will speak to you later, or if not, don't forget to subscribe, to like this video, and maybe put in the comments below what are your plans for this upcoming summer and already spring that has started. What are you knitting? I would like to get some ideas on some camisoles or tees for my linen base yarn to knit up, to try out, and maybe some that I could use my knitting for olive cotton merino as well base that I have 100 grams bought. So yeah, stay tuned and happy watching. Bye bye.